What's up? As promised, I'm going to be delivering a full day of eating today as a bodybuilder, full-time student, online personality coach at the University of Arizona. So I'm gonna take y'all through what I eat. As you can see, I just woke up. I look like shit. If you can't breathe while you sleep just like me, you feel like you might have sleep apnea, get one of these. It changed my life. We are gonna go to the first meal of the day, but before that happens, I gotta do what I do every day, which is I gotta weigh myself. All right, we are getting down there, 223.8. I track my weight every day. It doesn't matter if you're in a cut or a bulk, you need to be tracking your weight. How are you gonna know if you're making progress and you're eating what you need to eat? That being said, I'm gonna show y'all what I eat for meal number one. All right, my first meal of the day also happens to be my favorite meal of the day. So I'm gonna whip this up, show y'all what it entails, give y'all the macro breakdown. Really simple. I never meal prep any of my own food. I always cook it in the moment because I find that cooking is like a nice little relaxation throughout the midpoints of my day. If I'm working a lot, I don't want to just go and grab food and then go right back to work. I'd rather take the time to make it. I know meal prepping is a great opportunity for people who don't like cooking as frequently or feel like they are running out of time in the day. But honestly, if I can take a 5 to 10 minute break to cook every day, I'll gladly do that. 4 servings egg whites, simple. All right, while the eggs are cooking, we're gonna get the cereal ready. I know what you're thinking, cereal, really? Also, sounds like I have a sore throat. It's because I do, but I'm gonna power through. 120 grams of this, fix my eggs. Turn that bad boy to low. Get yourself a sharp knife. 200 grams of strawberries. That looks potentially around there. Cut these up nice and small. Wow, 197. Can't really make this up. Yes, you can, but it is 197. 200. 50 grams of blueberries while those eggs are cooking on low, finishing up. Now the most important part, and the reason that this all tastes so amazing is whey protein isolate. You can either do coconut cream or cocoa cereal. Those are my current go-tos. Legion has a whole bunch of flavors. In fact, these two flavors are probably the best. Salted caramel and then peanut butter fudge. These are really good, but they're 10 calories over my meal plan and I have OCD, so I wanna keep everything super precise. So I'm gonna rock with cocoa cereal today. 1 scoop of this bad boy, or 31 grams. And then last but not least, while these eggs are finishing up, 400 milliliters unsweetened almond milk. The thing is, you could literally put water in this if you wanted to and if you were like low on calories, but I like milk, so I'm just gonna use this and it's already pretty low calorie. The protein powder is gonna do everything and the fruit is gonna do everything when it comes to taste, so it really doesn't matter the liquid that you put in there, you just want it to be the right consistency. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a chef, so these aren't gonna look like, this isn't gonna be pretty, but it's what I do every day, so you're just gonna have to rock with it.
For a first down.
All right, this is my second meal. You guys should have seen me put this together in my last vlog, but I'm gonna go over it again really quickly. It's all about volume. Look at this compared to the size of my head, gigantic. Meal number 2 is 670 calories, 20 grams of fat, 60.5 grams of protein, 67 grams of carbs. This is basically a gigantic vegetable bowl with 96.4 ground beef. To be exact, 250 grams of cauliflower rice, 200 grams of mixed vegetables, 200 grams ground beef, extra lean, 96.4, I just said that. And then we've got 30 grams of Greek yogurt. For the sauce, I went with Yo Mama's barbecue sauce. Usually I do either teriyaki or barbecue or just sugar-free ketchup. I'm going with barbecue because I think it tastes really good. 40 grams of avocado. We've got 12 grams of nut butter. This is like mixed nuts. It's only 180 calories per serving, but the amount that I have on here is 12 grams, which comes out to 65 calories and 5.5 grams of fat. So this is basically my fat for this meal. And then there's a tiny bit of fat in the super lean ground beef. It's super important that you still keep up your healthy fats whenever you're in a cut. That was probably my biggest rookie mistake that I made when I did my first cut, which is that I cut out fats because they are technically the most calorically dense at 9 calories per gram of fat, while protein and carbs are only 4 calories per gram. So it makes sense to cut out fats, but if you wanna feel good, feel full, and have your hormones be super healthy while you're losing weight and losing fat, then it's super important that you still have your fats really high. If you are trying to lose weight, drink some sort of carbonated drink while you eat this food. It's gonna slow down digestion a little bit. It's gonna turn everything in your stomach into some sort of slush. And then if you don't wanna feel bloated or feel too full, then you can't really see, but I have a treadmill underneath the desk, and what I'll do is after I eat this, I'm probably just gonna walk on the treadmill for like 10 minutes while I work, and it'll help me, or I won't have as much bloating in my stomach. I am sponsored, but I do highly recommend Legion's Balance Support. If you were to buy one thing, one supplement besides creatine monohydrate, that is, in my opinion, probably the most useful, whether you're in a cut or a bulk, I highly recommend getting some sort of digestion supplement. Balance, it just helps you reduce intestinal cramping, bloating, inflammation. Take it about twice per day, usually with this meal, and then with one of my heavier meals later on. I'm gonna dig into this. I'm gonna work for like 2 more hours. What I want to cover today is something that I've personally struggled with a lot when I finished my first weight loss cut, and it's still very apparent today. You're so anxious about this. Food shouldn't be a big deal. All right, I have finished all of my schoolwork for the day, and it's 3 p.m., which means I get to go work out. I'm gonna show y'all what my pre-workout meal is. It's literally just a ton of carbs. I want to just digest this as quickly as possible and then go hit the gym. So this is what we got going on. It's probably the most basic meal ever. We got 300 grams of watermelon, 150 grams of kiwi, and then 4 rice cakes. This should be about 325 calories. It's literally just a ton of carbs. I couldn't even tell you how much fat or protein is in this because it's gonna be so minimal. I think the only protein will be from the rice cakes, and it'll be less than 5 grams. I'm going to consume this immediately. We are going to be doing this combo from Legion. It's mojito pre-workout. I don't know if y'all can see that. And then on top we have Pump Surge. This is basically the pre-workout stack that I take. The caffeine is gonna suppress your appetite, so if you're in a cut, it's gonna make you have still really great blood flow and have really great energy, mood, focus, all that, but you're not gonna necessarily be like starving anymore because it's gonna suppress your appetite, and I'm gonna need that boost. Y'all can see I got a whole cabinet. I mean, there's a ton of flavors that y'all can choose from. I'm trying to nutrient max while I'm on this cut, so I'm gonna eat all this up really quick. I don't think I need to show y'all me eating it because I mean, everybody knows what a rice cake and kiwi and watermelon tastes like. It's fire. I'm gonna go hit a leg day. I will see y'all for meal number 3. We're hitting legs today. I messed up my knee pretty badly. So unfortunately, I talked to my surgeon and he says that if I'm gonna hit legs at all, which obviously I am, then I have to go super light. But it's gonna be basically me just trying to get down the fundamentals again. I'm not gonna be going to failure on any exercise, and I'm just gonna be, you know, just kind of working it back. So with that being said, really quick leg day, let's get it. Pushing equally through both legs. All right, don't judge me. This is the heaviest we're going. And my knee feels kind of unstable, so we're actually gonna bump it down and just go for way higher reps. This feels like straight cardio. That was a weenie ass set, I'm not gonna lie. Next exercise. Okay. Next exercise. All right, for all you imbeciles that are thinking I'm doing the redundant movement, this works your hamstrings in the shortened position, while the other one is more focused on the lengthened position. Angle your knees outwards and then keep your legs slightly inwards. It just makes it a little bit more of an optimal pulling position, and I feel a lot stronger when I do this. Hopefully the camera angle will get you right. Usually, I really love doing partials, like pulling for as long as you can, even if you're only getting a small range of motion compared to getting that full length. But they're so good for just that additional stimulus. It doesn't incur too much extra fatigue since this machine is pretty isolated for just your hamstrings. Do as many reps as you can to failure. Usually I like to stick within the 5 to 8 rep range here. I like to go really heavy and powerful to try to progressive overload with these and get as strong as I can, but my leg's a little bit messed up. I go a little bit lighter and I do a little bit more reps. Now watch me transform this bad boy. These put a lot of tension on my patellar tendon in front of my knee and can kind of mess up your knee even more if you don't have an ACL, which I don't. Light and controlled is the way to go. Actually, I should probably go lighter. Whatever, I'm not wasting this set.
I hate working out like a wuss. I probably had 3 reps left in the tank. This is so frustrating, but after 3 ACL tears, you kind of got to stop being an idiot at some point, right? Oh, it's so humbling going from an injury to like a properly working leg. That's it for the leg day. Oh, never mind, I gotta hit calves. Choose a straight leg variation. So a machine like this or something like a donkey straight raise calf variation. Always gonna be better than a seated one for the most part. Anything just with a straight leg. My leg's injured, so I'm not going flow to failure. I'm gonna stop right about there. I'm gonna do 20 minutes incline walk, 3.4 miles per hour, 12-degree incline, and then I will see you for meal number trace. All right, I just got back from chapter. It ran really long, so I am very late to this 3rd meal. It's my 2nd to last meal of the day. So I'm gonna show you what the meal looks like when it's all finished up, but I figured that before I do that, I'd show you that I'm gonna eat another 40 grams of avocado on a rice cake. And then on top of this, the most important thing, drinking creatine monohydrate. I'm not trying to sound like an ad or anything, but I would really recommend creatine for anybody. Even if I never had stepped foot in the gym once in my life, I would still take creatine. In my opinion, it's the most important supplement. It has mental health benefits. It's gonna make you feel a lot stronger and have a little bit more stamina so you can get more reps when you're in the gym. It's probably like the best thing that you can give yourself if you're trying to get as close to steroids as possible without actually taking steroids. I take the gummy version because who doesn't like healthy candy, and why wouldn't you put creatine in a gummy? But it's 50 calories and I don't got calories to waste like that. So I'm gonna stick with the drink. Part of a full day of eating is probably going over what supplements I take. You do not need to take all these supplements, disclaimer. You really do not need to, but they could be a great addition if you're already got everything locked down. If you got stress, sleep, nutrition, workout consistency and intensity down, then you could start adding in supplements. I mean, you can add in supplements literally whenever, but they're not gonna be as effective as getting those more important first 5 things down. But so starting off with the most important ones, you're gonna have your, first of all, creatine monohydrate, you're gonna have your protein powder, and that's magnesium. You should either do magnesium glycinate or magnesium citrate. I choose citrate right now because it helps a little bit more with bowel movements, which is harder on a cut, and then magnesium glycinate is better for overall building muscle. Magnesium is like, I'm pretty sure deficient in most of the world. So if you're wondering whether or not you are deficient in magnesium or not without going and getting blood work done, you most likely are. Definitely start taking it. It's super important for a whole bunch of daily functions, most importantly being sleep. So if you want to have better sleep, which is important for building muscle, highly recommend magnesium. If these were S tier, then these are B tier. So we've got vitamin D3 and balance. You're not getting enough vitamin D3 even if you go out into the sun and sun your balls for like an hour in midday. You still need to get more vitamin D3. It's that important. Balance, it's great for digestion. I already talked about why. If I had to move on to some B tier supplements, these are kind of like no ranking in my opinion. These are all just pretty good. So vitamin C, fish oil. This is grass-fed beef tallow and boron. I usually have zinc, but I ran out. Last but not least, the least important supplement that you could take, fat burners. You do not need a fat burner. And this is coming from somebody who gets paid to promote this product. You don't need a fat burner. I wish it wasn't even called a fat burner because you could get the same benefits from a can of Diet Coke. A fat burner is literally just caffeine plus a bunch of other BS ingredients. I use it sometimes when I have to get through fasted cardio because it'll help me a little bit more. Like it'll help me sweat a little bit more, but honestly, it's not worth it at all. If you were gonna spend your money on anything, creatine monohydrate, a good protein powder, magnesium are gonna be your top 3 most important. If I could only spend money on 3 supplements, it would be those 3. I'm starving, I'm cranky. I'm gonna get this made and I'm gonna show you what it is. All right, I finished meal number 3. Let me show you the results. This is what I call the dog food bowl. It's basically just a gigantic bowl of food. Nice explanation, Dirk. Really nice. I know I've done the head comparison today, but I mean, look at this compared to the size of my head. This is a ton of food. It's basically just an endless salad bowl. I've talked about this a little bit in past videos, but I call it a dog food bowl or an endless salad bowl. You can say whichever one you want. Basically, let me read off to you what's in this bowl. Okay, inside of meal number 3, you're looking at inside this big ass bowl of dog food. It's gonna be 738 calories, 68.5 grams of protein, 27.5 grams of fat, and 51.5 grams of carbs, rounded up to 0.5 every time. 93.7 ground beef. We've got 250 grams of red creamer potatoes, 50 grams of celery, 200 grams of shredded lettuce,
I use American shredded lettuce. It's like shredded lettuce, but American. No, it's got like carrots and radish and like some other random shit in it, but it's still the same amount of calories. It's just way better than just regular shredded lettuce. Don't be an idiot that's only buying shredded lettuce. Buy some like, it's basically just like prepackaged lettuce that has a bunch of different shit in it. 200 grams of that, 10 grams of Good Seasons Italian seasoning, a quarter cup of red wine vinegar, which is 0 calories. So if you put those two together, that's what makes the seasoning. This is gonna start beeping. That avocado rice cake that I showed you before, the 40 grams of avocado. So that is the entirety of meal number 3. It is so good. If I could eat this for every meal of the day, I wouldn't, but I did used to do that. If you look at old vlogs, I just basically ate this shit every single day. So I'm gonna give you all a taste test. Oh my God, this makes me want to do a little happy dance. I have a torn ACL, so I won't do that. But if you're on a cut, this is what's gonna save your life. All right, final meal of the day. So to start making meal number 4, you're gonna take out a bowl, you're gonna put in 300 grams of Dannon Light Plus Fit Greek yogurt. For some reason, I totally forgot that it was 300 and I instead put 250 grams in, but don't worry, I'll go back in and put the 50 in the rest of the video. Then you wanna throw in 15 grams of Casein Legion protein powder. It doesn't have to be Legion, but I'm sponsored by them, as you know, and it's, in my opinion, the best tasting protein powder. So after you do those 2 ingredients, then you're gonna throw in 20 grams, just basically a splash of unsweetened almond milk. This is gonna be really great for you to help master that consistency when you mix everything together. Mix that up, then you're gonna dice up 200 grams of strawberries. Yes, I know you can go and get strawberries that are already cut. If I'm buying them pre-packaged, I should just go buy the cut ones, which you're probably thinking. The whole ones taste better, so you have to put in the extra elbow grease and cut them up yourself. Throw it all together in the bowl, let it freeze for about 30 minutes in the freezer is what I do. If I'm eager, sometimes I'll take it out a little bit early, but if you go anything more than an hour, it's probably gonna be a little bit too hard, so I'd say 30 minutes. Cook up 4 eggs, and then that's it for meal number 4. Meal number 4, let's get after it. Meal number 4, I am stoked to be finishing the day. I feel like I did so much. If y'all wanna see a full day in the life of a bodybuilder, influencer, student at the University of Arizona, online coach, I don't know, whatever the hell it is I am, I will gladly do that because I didn't show anything that happened really outside of the workout and eating. I'd love to do that. Let me know if y'all wanna see that, drop a comment. Getting on to meal number 4, you guys saw me put this together. 519 calories, 60.5 grams of protein, 16 grams of fat, and 37.5 grams of carbs. This is 300 grams of non-fat Dannon Greek Vanilla Light Plus Fit Greek yogurt. The only thing you're not seeing besides this bowl is I'm gonna eat 4 whole eggs after this. I just don't feel like doing it on camera again. You've seen me eat the eggs. You can imagine it this time. That is going to bring meal 4 to an end. So I'm gonna try this and then I'm gonna break down everything that I went through today and give you all the final totals because I know you've been waiting for that. Oh my God. So the full day of eating totals out to 3,100 calories, between 265 and 270 grams of protein. It depends on which meal you choose for meal number 4. So if you do this or the chocolate casein creamy, either way, it's a high protein diet. 95 grams of fat, and I don't even count the carbs. And the reason I don't count the carbs is because such a high volume of fiber that I go so over on carbs compared to how many calories it actually is. So like if you plugged the amount of carbs, fats, and protein I give you into a calorie calculator, it's gonna say that I'm eating way more than 3,100 calories total, but track the amount of net carbs that it is, then it actually adds up. I just don't know how many net carbs it is. So the really important things you have to track when you're in a cut are calories, fat, and protein. You wanna make sure that your hormones are staying in line, so you have to still be eating at least a moderate level of fat. I'm eating a slightly bit higher because I had to run in with low testosterone and hormone problems in my last cut, and I don't want that to happen again. So 95 grams of fat is pretty high for me. 265 grams of protein, it's actually lower than when I was bulking. I used to eat like 300 grams, you don't need that much. 265 is still a high protein diet, especially on a cut. I might shoot that up to 275 at most. Honestly, I hope you enjoyed the full day of eating. The big thing that some of you are probably thinking is, holy shit, you're cutting and eating 3,100 calories? That's my bulk. You have to take in mind a couple factors. Number 1, I'm 22 years old and I'm super active. I always average at least 10,000 steps every single day. I'm super active. I make that a point in my life. I got 13,000 or 12,993. By the time I put this back in the fridge, it'll be 13,000. 13,000 steps. I do 20 minutes of low intensity, carb depleted cardio post-workout. My workouts usually take about an hour 15 to an hour and a half, but they're high intensity, taking almost every exercise to failure with the exception of today's leg day because I have an injury, unfortunately. Being 22 years old, that means I'm gonna have a faster resting metabolic rate. I'm burning calories, and because I am 224 pounds as of this morning, fasted morning weight, I weigh a ton, and the majority of that being muscle. If I have a really high amount of muscle mass, then I'm going to burn calories at a lot higher of a rate than most people, especially being at such a young age and with my activity level. The whole reason that I'm weighing myself every single morning is to be able to track at what rate I'm losing weight every single week. So if I don't lose at least 2 pounds this next week, then I'm gonna drop my calories or up my energy expenditure enough so that I can get back to at least that 2 pounds per week fat loss phase. That's my full day of eating. I hope you enjoyed. I'm gonna go crazy on this. It's melting. I'm gonna throw it back in the freezer once I'm done recording this. Imagine that I ate the other 4 eggs on camera. I don't feel like cooking them right now. I'm gonna cook them later. And yeah. These videos take a long time for me to put them together, and I feel like I put a lot more effort into them. So if you could just do me a huge favor just by dropping a like, that would really make my day. That's the only thing I'm asking. You don't have to subscribe, you don't have to share, don't comment. I mean, you could do those things, but if you could just like the video, it would keep me incentivized to keep putting these out as consistently as I can for you, because it shows me that you like the content, and then it's also gonna push it more to YouTube so that hopefully I can get paid, but not really. Like the video. That being said, I hope you enjoyed. I will see you on the next one. Peace out.